guys are about to go from no clients to like 20 in these next 11 days. If you think you could be the same mom or dad, the same person, you just going to get that out of your head because every new level, every next level of your life, I don't care if it's parenting, I don't care if it's marriage, I don't care if it's your money. When you were fresh out of school or your first job and you weren't making that much, think about how have you had to change in order to go from there to where you're at now. Are you the same person? So these levels will always demand. They're not going to gently ask. You got to go and take it. You got to go and take it. And so that's what we're going to do over these next 11 days. So my question is, are you ready? Are you ready? So I want to challenge you to be authentically committed over these next 11 days. This, you can, anything that you write down on paper, you can have, but it ain't going to be for free. You're going to have to go and take it. And in order to take it, you must be committed. So that's my ask of you over these next 11 days is, will you be committed? Because this is going to have to be something that you're focused on. You can't just put your little baby toe into it. You got to submerge your whole foot. Forget your foot. You got to jump all the way in. You got to have your whole body that's in there. And so are you ready? So I want to bring on just an incredible human being, an incredible mom, an incredible coach. And I want Global Director Desiree DeBay to talk to us about her journey from where she started to when she first hit Executive Director. And what was that like? And I want you to see yourself in her story, in her picture. So Desiree, are you there? Can you come on off and share with us?
Yep, I'm here.
Good
So
morning.
going through the process of being a brand new coach, man, that takes me back to where I really had to realize that my ego had a way bigger weight loss journey than my body did. Because here I was, this person that kind of just thought I knew what I was doing because I had already found success in the career that I had prior to coaching in real estate. And I was one of those six-figure income earners with no time freedom. And the reason I had chosen that career was because at the time I was a single mom, and I just kind of thought, you know what, if I dive into real estate, I'll have the time freedom I need to take my daughter to school, to pick her up, to be able to be there for her first, and that's what I need, only being a single parent. Well, it turns out that in order to make money, you have to be on everybody else's schedule in that kind of a career. So I had to learn very, very quickly that it was going to take a lot more than just being on my own schedule. And so when program fell into my lap, I wasn't really looking for myself. I was actually thinking I wanted to do this with a friend, and it kind of just took me by surprise as far as what happened to me. And I fell in love with the sleep. I fell in love with the energy. I fell in love with who I became. And I really learned how to fall in love with people. And it was the community that came with this program that I really started to have breakthrough. And I think chasing success became secondary, and chasing my love for people came first from that point moving forward. And so when I made the decision to coach, I still 100% was not all in. I kind of just wanted to do this as like a hobby thing. I loved how, our new friends, Josh and Michelle, did this together. And to me, it represented a very strong relationship, and that's honestly what I wanted. So I felt like if I did this a little bit with my husband, that we would just grow closer and even stronger together. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this coaching thing. It'll be a fun little side job. And all of a sudden I fell in love with what was happening to clients. And one of my clients thanked me for changing her life, not for losing weight, not for, being able to fit in the jeans she hadn't put on since high school, but for changing her life. And that to me was what, where I had my very first breakthrough of, oh my gosh, this is way bigger than I thought it was. So, from there, I just kind of started running. I really partnered with my coach and started listening to what next step he was telling me to do. I stopped resisting all of the things that I was afraid of. And I just started to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And again, another breakthrough. There were so many breakthroughs along the way through the process that maybe I didn't notice at the time because I had my head down and I was just doing the work. But every single one of those is what helped me grow. And I think that the more I got involved with community and the more I felt supported entirely as a whole, and I wasn't just kind of doing this isolated alone, the more I started to see the bigger picture of what this had to offer. And what it really took, you guys, was structure, yes, but being okay with getting messy. And I think that was where one of my biggest challenges was because I wasn't okay with being messy. I had to have the laundry done and hung up and, everything clean, and the house had to be swept and mopped, and everything had to be in order. And when it came to the growth spurts that come with this program, I had to learn to let go of control. And yes, I could be a little bit of a control freak. I think as women, we're naturally that way because we just want to nurture and take care and, be everything to everyone all the time. And I had to learn very quickly that that was not the case when it came to these growth spurts. So I lived by my calendar. Everything that I knew needed to get done, as soon as I knew that there was something going on that day, it would go right in my calendar. Otherwise, I would miss it. So every single thing was booked. I had to book dinners. I had to book playtime with my daughter. Anytime I knew something needed to be done, it was going in my calendar. And, it got a little bit scary as I went through the growth spurt of starting to bring on new coaches, because not only was I working with my own schedule, but now I was giving my calendar away for new people to book me. But you guys, again, I think learning to sponsor coaches, for me at the time, it wasn't scary. And that was only because I wasn't overthinking it. For once, I stopped overthinking everything. And I didn't look at sponsoring coaches as I need coaches to grow my business. I was thinking, okay, how can coaching benefit this girl? She's a hairstylist. She talks to people all day long anyway. Her results are insane. She's already at her goal weight and on top of the world. Drop a 1 in the chat if you feel alive now after doing this program. Who feels alive for the first time in their life? You guys, that was me. So I think the fact that I felt that way internally, that was the energy that I was giving out and breathing into other people. So all of a sudden, Ashley wanted to start coaching. And then here comes Lisa. She wanted to start coaching. And then Mark, he has an incredible career already, loves to climb mountains, just for fun. And how could this benefit Mark? Well, he likes to climb mountains for fun. Let's get him on some maintenance bars so that he's not eating candy bars as he's trying to make it through a summit. So then he saw the big picture. He got, abs and all this crazy stuff. And he fell in love with helping other people. So what I was offering was what could benefit them. And once I stopped kind of looking at myself and trying to change, or I was trying to chase success for me, and it became about the other people, was when my business started to grow. So if I could leave you guys with one thing, it's just fall in love with the people, fall in love with the process. Learning to be a leader, it does take many shifts and many growth spurts. And yes, it feels like we're having to learn how to do this stuff overnight. But if you trust your coaches and you trust your mentors and you trust your downline coaches too, you guys will all grow together. We have to let go of the control of wanting everybody to do everything our way sometimes, and kind of just let people be people. And just talk to everyone. It wasn't until I went to convention, you guys, that I sat there and I just felt that rush through my body, because everybody else had the same energy level and was excited. You feel that. It penetrates you, even if you don't mean for it to. You guys, I was so stone cold, no expression. Justin used to make fun of me because I used to walk into places with sunglasses on because I was so cut off. I'm a crier now, and I'm okay with it. And what I love about this community is that it's okay to be that way. We're comfortable feeling in front of each other. And, going to convention and being able to cry in front of the people that, aren't going to judge you for it. It's life-changing. And that was where I sat there and I worked off my scared list, and I signed up 4 of my own family members that I was afraid to talk to, because of course we don't want to offend anybody, right? But I learned to just get out of my way, just, present the program, say the words, and they followed. So if I could leave you guys with anything, trust your coach, trust the process, and don't overthink it.
I love that. Thanks for kicking it off, Desiree. Man, if Desiree brought you any sort of value, give it up for her in the comments, because everything that she said is what we're going to be talking about over these next 11 days. So I want to bring on Integrated Global Director Justin Navini to really get our minds right. Justin, how do we start this process over these next 11 days? What's one of the first things that we should focus on? And can you help us do that, sir?
Holy cow, man. I mean, I was supposed to speak. Can you guys hear me okay?
We got you.
I'm just frozen. Gotta love that. That's a perfect picture for you guys to take. Anyways, I wanted to get on and kind of just kick this off as far as what is our health looking like right now. And no, I'm not asking you to be a swimsuit model, but as you can see, looks like Desiree is definitely in fat burn right now. So you got to love the energy and the excitement that you guys can bring to this. As we're moving forward in this, one of our biggest things that we need to focus on is our health. And we don't need to be like I said, we don't need to be a swimsuit model. We don't need to be in perfection, but we need to be thriving for that next level. Like, what's next? What are we going to do to move this forward? Probably should start my alarm because I will talk the whole time. Anyways, but what are we going to do to move this forward? Like, how is this going to impact us? And what's funny is I was up this morning really saying, like, how can I tell everybody that getting healthy and staying in a healthy space is the number one key? And I read this girl's post, and she literally should be a coach. I actually messaged her, no kidding, because I loved what she said. But it really is true. How you're feeling or how you show up is where you're going to pull that person or that energy into. And I think the key thing is leading with our health. For me, we're home right now. We're trying to share this love and this passion for people. I'm doing health assessment after health assessment. Side note, by the way, people are looking right now at a high level. Let's get that out of our heads real quick. Over the next 11 days is when we really want to focus on this. But being in that healthy space, eating every 2 to 3 hours, getting our water in. I even have a little machine in here. I'm getting some activity going, minimizing staying outside, but moving, healthy motion, as Dr. A talks about. When we're not feeling good, we're not really out there sharing it at the level of the potential we can. And people feel that. I mean, I don't care how much, there's certain emotions that if you fake it to make it, they're going to feel that vibe. But if you show up with a genuine spirit, or if you show up talking like Desiree right now, like how much of a high did you get off of her just talking, right? How do you think somebody's going to feel when you hop on a call and you're in fat burn, or you're feeling good, or maybe you're in maintenance, but you're on point with your feelings, and you're really in that passion of, man, I feel good, I look good. I did 6 health assessments back to back, all 6 signed up. Why? Because I'm in that space where I'm just feeling good. I'm getting my energy. I'm getting my restful sleep. I'm really focused on my physical health. I've taken it to that next level. So as we get into this, guys, fat burn is a key space, and it's also fat burning in our head too. And how we feel is how we show up. So do yourselves a favor. Are we going to be at that next level when we get out of this? I don't want to say we're on lockdown, but let's just say we're on lockdown. May 15th for LA County, wherever you guys are across the nation, that's fine. But this could be our new January. So how are we going to show up? If we get dialed in right now, if we get that before, and then let's do that midway, and maybe you've been coaching for a while, let's get that after ×2. This could be our next January. When we come out of this and we go post to post, and people are, so many people are taking shots right now, and I'm not picking on people, but people are doing certain things and they're reacting to the situation in a negative space. Where are we going to be when we come out of this? And how are we going to show up for them to gear them in a different direction? So this could be our next January. You guys come out, you guys post this post, you have all these people that are reaching out now, like, man, I'm stuck at home, might as well do this program. What do you think is going to happen when those people speak their way out the door? And here comes a Justin, minus I'm going to probably have to stop at Josh and Michelle's for a spray tan before I do a before and after picture. But the point is, though, is you show up and you can definitely be able to inspire somebody to start. You can have that mom that's like, man, dude, I really took this to the wrong area. But then here you come with this energy, with this better vibe. You're persisting to move forward with your health, with your passion of what you're doing. People are watching you right now. I want to speak on consistency real quick. I've had 7 people that I have no clue who they are reach out and sign up for program over the last 10 days. So we have 11 days right now, guys. What can we really do? How many pounds can we be down? How many posts can we do putting our journey in right now over the next 11 days of our health, how we're feeling, how we're looking, showing those improvement pictures, and then show up and say, hey, look at me. You know what? It was a scary time. We weren't sure what was going on with all this stuff, but now we've come out and we're ready to help people. And wow, look at the impact we've had on our own personal journey. Can I help you? So just think about it, guys. As we're doing this, we're feeling good. We're starting to look good. Whatever that is for you guys on your level, like I said, please don't think you need to be a swimsuit model to present this. You do not have to do that. That's what the beauty of this program is. But if you're bettering your health and you're able to impact people, when you come out for this May, January, or this June, January, or whenever that time frame is, dude, wow. Could you imagine how many people are going to be interested? It's going to be huge. And you're going to share it with a high level of passion because you're going to be in that fat burn space mentally and physically. So that's all I got, Jamil.
Wow, man, I really appreciate that. And you know what I love about what you're saying, Justin, is you're 100% correct. You know, we don't have to be the Men's Health magazine front cover, and we don't need to be the swimsuit model. But what we do need to do is go to that next level, whatever that next phase is for us. And all of us are completely different. But look, I was working with a coach yesterday who's sort of taking a step back and disappeared a little bit. And they were asking me, you know, I don't really know how to get back into it. Like, how do I really ramp this thing up? And I said, well, where's your health? That's where you start. If you want to start conversations, if you want to start inspiring, if you want to start moving people forward, if you want to start having authenticity, then go to that next level in your health. And so I encourage you guys to do what Justin's talking about. What's that next level for you? In fact, drop it in the chat. What is the next level for you? For some of you guys, it is not weight loss. It is maybe healthy motion. It's maybe putting on 4 or 5 pounds of muscle. It might just be getting out and running a mile every day. Whatever that is, what's that next step for you? Put it in the chat. And I want to see this thing blow up so that we can all stay congruent and accountable to, yes, ourselves, but also to this group. We have nearly 300 people that's in this group that can help keep us accountable too. But this is going to be something that you can talk about daily, and I'm sure others will talk about that. So let me move out of the way. We have an incredible incentives that are going on that is going to be a big part of us actually being successful in this series and actually being able to bring on as many clients as we want. So I want to bring on Presidential Director Josh Bamba and have Josh explain to us and break down to us how we can go on and use these incentives so we can start bringing on a ton of clients. Josh, you there? Take it away.
I am here. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me on. I know the last 3 times you guys have seen me, we've talked about incentives. We've talked about, deals that Optavia has given you. Guys, if you learn anything in life, is if you hear something over and over and over, it's important, right? My parents told me, don't touch the stove, it's hot. Well, I learned it's hot, right? The same thing with what we're doing with what what Optavia is giving us right now. Do you know the normal program that you would order for somebody a little over a month ago is now $90 off, right? I still see some coaches placing orders that aren't aware. But Optavia gave us the exact same order that we were placing, the exact same food, the exact same education, and it comes with the exact same coach, the exact same community for $90 off. How many people have you talked to between now and when you started coaching, where somebody said, I don't know if I can afford that. I have to talk to my significant other. That's a lot of money. Imagine 25% of what the cost of the program is just disappearing. And well, it's not going to disappear for everybody. It's only for new clients or people that haven't ordered in a full year. So if you're running reports in your back office, obviously you're going to want to look for people that haven't ordered since this time last year, April 12th. So Optavia, but the funny thing is there is a way that you have to put that in the ordering, right? It needs to be a kit with the books, the on the go or the optimal kit, or 17 boxes with the books. If you're not doing that, I had a client that was putting in 16 boxes that wasn't getting the discount. So we have to make sure that we're doing it that way. Guys, definitely pay attention to the orders that you're putting in, and really pay attention to how you can help your clients when it comes to getting them started at a discounted price. And the second thing that kind of goes into is we have an incentive where Optavia is going to be giving us money back for helping a certain amount of clients, right? So back on March 16th, they started the Forward in Health. What that means is for every couple of clients that you bring on, so 5 clients, you're going to get an incentive from the company for doing that. So every 5, you're going to get a different incentive. So the first 5 clients that you bring on from March 16th through April 30th, and they haven't ordered since December 23rd. So if they're returning clients, they have to have not placed an order in those 3 months. But you're going to get $250 for bringing on your first 5. Not only are you going to get paid what you normally get paid for a client, you're going to get an extra $250. The next 5 clients, you're going to get another $250 bonus. The 5 clients after that, you're going to get a $500 bonus. After that, there's a $750 bonus for the next 5. And let's say you bring on 25 clients in between March 16th and April 30th, you're going to get an extra $1,000. So grand total, you can get an extra $2,750 for just doing your job and helping people. What I've noticed in my team is we're bringing on a whole lot of people right now. Number 1, because we have an incentive to do it. Number 2, because it's $100 off pretty much right now. There's a lot of coaches too that are matching that. Don't think that you need to match it. If you're a newer coach, we want to make sure that you're making money before you reinvest into your business. But the idea behind it is a lot of coaches are throwing an extra 25. I heard some are even doing 50 off of somebody's kit to start. So, excuse me, imagine you have a client that you got off a health assessment with a month ago, and they said it was too expensive for a $415 program. Well, now that Optavia is offering it for $324, and you might be throwing 20, so now your client can start for over $115, $120 off, right? If they're starting for $299, isn't that going to be insane for them? You go back and you talk to some of the people that were not yets in your binder, people that are in your future clients section. How many do you have there? I know Michelle and I probably have 40 or 50 health assessments that we've done over the years where people haven't started yet. I know that we have past clients that have over a year ago stopped the program. But the idea behind what we're doing is Optavia is incentivizing us just to go out and talk to more people. A lot of us are thinking, all right, well, nobody has money right now, or people aren't working right now, or a lot of different things that's happening in the world. People are actually searching for us right now. Really, there's some that are going to run to you, some that are going to run from you, but about 85-90% of your clients or your friends or family are going to do just about everything the same that they've been doing. So guys, really, really take advantage of this incentive. Understand, how big it is that Optavia is offering this money off. Optavia has never done this, or at least from what I've heard, I've never seen it. And I've heard people that have been here for 8 years that have said Optavia has never discounted their food, right? So for them to do that and them to offer it and they even extended it, right? It was only supposed to be for 30 days. They extended it through the end of the month. Guys, take advantage of what they're giving us. This has been a gift to how many of you, right? How can we pay that forward? How can we share this with somebody else? So these incentives are insane. Jamil, that's all I got.
Man, I definitely appreciate it. And Josh, you always do such a great job of making something very, very simplistic for us. How many of you guys have seen a surge already in your business with clients and maybe even coaches just from the incentive itself? What I'm learning and what I found out is nothing really has changed out there. Clearly lots have changed out there. Let me rephrase it. But in terms of the people that are ready to start your program, nothing has really changed out there. The only thing that's changed and why we've seen a huge influx of momentum is our coaches have changed. Everything has changed in here. We have a lot of excited people. Look at all the people that are hungry that are on this line right now. And so people get really excited about, $90 off. Plus, many of us are matching incentives, which it's going to be something that I'm sure Michelle Bama is going to talk about. So I want to bring on Presidential Director Michelle Bama. They've done a little bit of a seat swap, but in the last week or so, her business has started to really explode. And I'm sure there's some secrets that are in there, some pearls of wisdom, some little nuggets. So if you guys are fired up about catching these nuggets, how do we become as successful as her over this last week? Going to drop a 7 because she's going to give us all of the details on how she's being able to do this. So Michelle Bamba, can you teach us for the next few minutes?
Hello and good morning, you guys. And yes, we did a little bit of a seat swap. So this background looks very familiar, but I'm excited to be on. Good morning. This is such an exciting time right now. And I have a lot to go over. And so I'm just going to jump into it. But before I really get into, what I've kind of been doing, I want to talk a little bit about mindset, because this is really important, because what you believe, you will project. So if we're believing that people are feeling a certain way, we're going to project that, right? So if we're over here thinking, man, this is such a terrible time right now, people aren't going to want to do this, people don't have the money, then you're going to project that, and you're probably not going to bring a lot of people on. But I want you to truly think about this, you guys. Jessa did an incredible job and said that this is the next January. Well, I'm here to tell you guys this is actually way better than January. Because I want to start with the situation that we are in. Let's start with the way that people were thinking, what they were feeling, and what they were going through the first week or two of quarantine. People were stressed out about homeschooling. I mean, I know I was. People were stressed out about their hours at work being cut, maybe even losing their jobs. People were afraid of the unknown. And in return, people were eating and drinking their feelings away, right? Maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, people weren't ready to do our program. They weren't even thinking about it. It was the last thing on their mind. And that's actually the common story that I have found between friends and family and those that I was talking to this last week. But for those that were on March Madness, do you guys remember the day that Tiffany Howard came on? She talked about, the time that we were in, because it was kind of at the beginning of all of this, and how most likely people weren't going to be ready. But that should not stop us from continuing to connect with people and starting those conversations and just sharing hope. Because when things were going to start getting better, you guys, it was going to be like a swarm of fish just jumping into your boat. And that time that she was talking about was actually, it's happening right now. Because let's talk about the way that people are feeling today. 5 weeks in, maybe 6 weeks in, who knows now. But they're less stressed. They're not freaking out so much. They're starting to see that this is, they're starting to get more comfortable with what situation that we're in. Maybe they got it down when it came to homeschooling. Probably not. I mean, I know I haven't. But they're just less stressed. Not only that, if they were losing their jobs, now they've got money coming in. Now unemployment's starting to kick in. Everyone's just gotten their stimulus check. So they are less stressed out. And now they're starting to think, oh my God, what did I do the first 2 weeks of lockup? I ate and drank my feelings away. On average, you guys heard that people gained about 12 pounds this last month. And now people are feeling it. And now people are saying, like, I need to do something. And guess what? If you are really good at connecting with those people, if you're really good at obviously branding yourself as far as what you're doing, and you are still continuing those conversations with people during that time, the first person that people are going to think about is you. And it all starts with making a decision, right? We hear this all the time. Make the decision. But it's not about just making the decision. It's about actually going into massive action with that decision. So I'm going to share this with you guys. Last Monday, after hearing this amazing incentive, I made the decision to start 25 clients. Why 25? Well, because when Optavia throws out an incredible scholarship and opportunity, and then they extend the time of the other incredible incentive for us coaches, how can you not maximize that and just take full advantage, right? So 5 days later on Saturday, I was at 21 new clients. Brought on 21 new clients in 5 days. Yesterday, I brought on 3 more clients. So as of this morning, I brought on 24 new clients in 7 days. On top of that, I brought on a coach. And please hear my heart. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm sharing this to really awaken you that if you make that decision to do something followed by massive action, you can do whatever you set your mind to do. And you're probably wondering, like, how the heck did you do that? So I'm just going to give you just that. I'm going to share with you that, you guys, this is simple. It's not easy because it's going to require a lot of time and work, but it is so simple to do. So let's kind of break into it as far as how did that happen? 24 clients were broken up into past clients, referrals, and new clients. Because of this incredible incentive, so many past clients are coming back, you guys. It's incredible. And this may not apply to a lot of you newer coaches, as you may not have many past clients, and that's okay. But for those seasoned coaches who have been around for a while, how many clients do you have who haven't ordered in about a year? That's one of the biggest opportunities, is that pool right there. So what Josh and I did is we ran a report. We crafted an email using Optavia Share, which is an incredible tool that we have at our fingertips to use. And we sent out this email to all of the people that had not ordered in a year. And we had quite a few people reaching out and exciting, and they were just excited to want to get back. They knew how amazing our program is. And they knew that $100 off is or $90 off plus the $25 we were giving was an incredible offer that they could not pass up. But what's also awesome with Optavia Share, you guys, is that you're able to see how many times people are opening up their emails. So there were a few that actually did not reach out, but they opened their email quite a few times. And to me, that really showed that they were thinking about it, but they hadn't made that decision to reach out yet. So what did I do? I reached out to them. I didn't say, hey, I saw you open that email 26 times. I just simply told them, hey, Susie, I'm not sure if you received the email that we sent out earlier, but in case you didn't, I really wanted to share this with you that Optavia came out with an incredible offer that they have never done in the 4 years that I've been coaching. And I really wanted to share that with you in case that crossed your mind and you wanted to restart plan. And right now, although they're offering $90 off, Josh and I are adding an additional $25 to that, making it $115 off your first month back. If that's something you want to take advantage of, let me know. I hope you're doing great. And so what that happened, and you guys, that was easy, right? Boom, easy. Right to the point. I let them know what was going on. They were already opening that email how many times. And so that showed to me that they were interested. They just weren't ready to maybe reach out. Maybe they felt like they failed in the past and they were too afraid to reach out. So that's your cue to reach out to them. So that is, past clients is an awesome opportunity, right? A lot of that 24 clients came from past clients. But now let's get into referrals. This is kind of a point that maybe we don't touch often. We don't maybe train about often, but you guys, this is the best. Asking your current clients, going to every single one of your current clients and asking, hey, has anyone been noticing what you've been doing? Do you have friends and family that have been noticing? Because I wanted to share this with you, that Optavia is giving an incredible opportunity for those that have been thinking about it to join our plan at a whole heck of a lot cheaper. And so if that's something that you have friends and family that are on your heart, anyone that's on your heart, or maybe have come to you asking what you're doing, will you share that info with them? Or will you send them over to me? I had quite a few clients be like, yes, I've had a few people asking what it was that they were doing, or asking what it was that they were doing. And maybe they weren't ready to start coaching. And you guys, obviously we know we don't want to push people that aren't ready. I'll take them referrals, right? Send them over to me. And so I had quite a few referrals. I had one person send me like 4 or 5 people because she just wasn't ready to coach. So getting to referrals is incredible. Even going to your friends and family and letting them know what's going on. I even actually went to my mom and I just told her, nonchalant, I just told her, hey, told her what was going on. And she signed up. Okay, like that was crazy. I didn't expect that. And then she told my sister about it. So going to your friends and family and letting them know, hey, if you know anyone that's on your heart, will you let them know This is amazing. Referrals, you guys, don't be scared to ask for referrals. Don't be scared to go to your friends and your family and ask them if they have anyone on their heart or if they've ever mentioned anything about losing weight or getting healthy. Now we've got new clients. So new clients, that's always fun, right? We always want to bring on new clients. And you guys, this is the biggest pool, okay? Because we've got that binder. We've got those people that we haven't talked to. We've got those past health assessments that people weren't ready. And although people that may have not ready, maybe they didn't tell you it was financial, but about 90% of the time it was probably financial. Even though they're not going to come out and say, oh, I can't afford it. They're thinking about it. It's because they haven't made the commitment to spend that money yet. And so with this pool of people that we have, going to not even missing a person, every single person that you have talked to ever about this program, it's simply sending them a message, sending them a voice message, sending them a video saying, hey, I've been thinking about you. When Optavia came out with this, I thought of you because I know what an incredible opportunity this would be. I know when we last talked, you were wanting to get down to your X, Y, and Z goals. And I wanted to share this opportunity with you because I don't know when I'll ever see it again. It probably will never happen again that you're getting this amount off for your first month back. You know, if that's something that you want to take advantage of, let's talk. I really want to help you get to your goals. And so many people were like, I'm in, let's do it. Because that initial thought of when they first said no, it was because of finances. And now they're hearing that they're getting an incredible offer, they're in. And then you guys utilizing Facebook. I will talk about social media all day long because you guys, that is the biggest tool we have to get the word out there. Creating posts, crafting posts, connecting with people, starting those relationships. Wherever you're doing right now, up that. If you're only starting 3 conversations a day and you want to get to ED in 11 days, let's up that times 2, times 3. Let's start 10 new conversations a day. Let's share the max of these before and afters, because let me tell you guys, people are thinking about this right now. People are thinking and searching for you. And that's really where we've come to, is that that's where we're at in this stage of our life of what's going on in the world, is that people are looking for health. It's the only thing we've got left, right? I don't want to say that, but it's the only thing that we've got. And that's something so important right now to do. So utilizing, crafting your posts. There's been so many amazing posts going around, a quarantine check, gene check, all of those things that get people to start thinking like, oh my goodness, I gotta get myself back into reality, because the truth is I've just gained 5, 10, 15 pounds during these last 6 weeks. And so you want to put yourself out there and let people know what it is that you're doing. So you guys, this is such an incredible time. There's so many different opportunities and so many different ways you can really maximize this. Going to your past clients, which is a huge pool. Asking people for referrals. Honestly, that's all I've been doing. I haven't done anything that we haven't ever taught. I haven't done anything different. I haven't reinvented the wheel. I have just done what I've always done, and that's just connecting with people. And there's so many different resources to do that. And this, guys, is such an incredible opportunity, because if you don't use it, you're totally going to miss the boat. This is honestly the best opportunity to grow your business, because I know what I signed up for. You're thinking 24 clients, and obviously that's not even my goal. I've got one more ready to go today, and that would be my 25. And I know what I signed up for. I know that the work that I just did last week, that's actually going to be the easy part. Signing up people, simple, right? Doing the work, simple. But the season that's going to lie ahead in the next couple of weeks is going to get really messy. I've signed up for that. I knew it when I made that decision that this is going to be a very, very messy season. But I truly believe that the messy seasons are the best seasons, even if we don't see it during that time, because in order if you want to see the rainbow, you guys, you got to put up with the rain, right? Because this is going to be a messy season for all of us. If you're looking for growth, if you're looking to, really help a lot of people, it's going to be messy. But what comes from messy seasons is incredible growth. Because I know that the 25 people wasn't just for the incentives. Was that an awesome bonus? Heck yeah. But I just grew my funnel to potentially 25 coaches. I grew a huge funnel of coaches. That is where I'm going to dive deep in, right? Once we start helping them getting healthy, giving them amazing client support, that's that next step. So in ending, what is your goal? Do you guys even think about what it is that you want to do at the end of this month? And how are you really going to maximize all that's at your fingertips right now? Because it starts with creating a plan, utilizing all of the resources that you have. You've got an incredible support team that are there to back you up. You've got an incredible company that's coming with us with incredible opportunities that, like I said, if you don't take full advantage of it, you're going to miss the boat, because all it is connecting with people, sharing this gift out there, because people are looking for this right now. And I want you guys to get into that mindset that people are looking for you, because that is the reality. You know, I came into that mindset like, this is the way that I'm going to think of what's happening 5 weeks in, 6 weeks in. This is the way that people are thinking. And let me tell you, when I talked to over 30 people last week, that is actually exactly how people are thinking of what they did at the beginning of lockdown or quarantine or whatever you want to call it, safer at home, what they did at the beginning and where they're thinking now. Now that they're less stressed, they're starting to realize, man, I messed up a few weeks ago. But we've got that gift to give to them, you guys, because we're here to bring hope. You know, regardless of what's going on in today's world, people are truly looking for us. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. It really did. I didn't do anything special. I just literally made the decision that this is what I wanted, that I was going to go out there and find 25 clients by utilizing everything that we've always learned. So yeah, that's all I got, Jamil. I'm going to take it back to you.
That's all you got? I mean, you guys drop a fire emoji in there if she just gave the fire. I mean, I've been a coach for 8 years and I want to sign up again. I mean, I don't, like I know what I'm doing, but I want to do it all over again. You guys, was that incredible or what? How many of you guys are feeling extremely motivated right now? You know, she talked about making a decision and having a plan. How many, you guys, last night, this is why I wanted you to get very, very clear on where you want to go. If you listen to Michelle, she got extremely clear as to where she wanted to go. Did you guys hear that? Where do you want to go? Put it in the chat. Where do you want to go? What's that next step for you? And we talked about it last night, but you have to have this in your mindset. You have to set this. We talk about leading from the future. That's what she did. That's all she did. It's just different words. She went and she led it from the future and said, this is what I am going to do. And then she came back to the present and she lived from that space, from that future space. She came back to the now and she got into massive action. For every single person that's listening to my words right now, this literally is all we are going to do. This is all you got to do. Well, Jamil, I'm a brand new coach. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Make the decision. Make the decision right now. You guys put an 8 in the chat if you made the decision. Make the decision right now. Will you come alongside of us? Will you make the decision right now? If you're going to make the decision, put an 8 out there for yourself to see, for all of us to see. Will you decide? You wrote a number on your paper last night, several numbers. We call it lines on paper. Will you make the decision? From the moment I made a decision in July of 2012, nothing has been the same. I came back home with 5 clients, you guys, from National Convention. 10 days later, we had like 23, 24 clients. It takes a decision. Will you make the decision? We're going to pick you guys up. We're going to try to throw you on our backs as much as possible. And you know what? I'm going to literally throw you over that finish line. But unless you want to actually get on our backs, it's not going to happen. So make the decision. Man, that was so good. That was so good. 4 things I heard from Michelle, then we'll move it to the side and bring on Presidential Director Karen Elstrom. She made the decision. She suspended all fear. She had a ton of fun. And she talked to a lot of people. That is building a presidential director business one-on-one. The end. Stop the series now. We could all go get to work. I mean, those are the 4 steps. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about making a decision and let's talk about your dreams. Because I said you can have what you want. You just will not be able to be the same person. Life in this business will demand that you be different and you do different things. And there's no one to bring light to this subject of dreams than Karen Elstrom. So Karen, are you there?
I am here. I just get all these fun things to talk about because really, what is better than dream building? Really putting in your mind, putting on paper what it is we really, really want in a huge way. So this is what I've learned. Most of us can be found flying way too close to the ground, right? Too often, we don't give ourselves permission to soar. We play it safe. So since we're all here, over 300 of us, it is really time to start focusing on possibilities rather than on limits and obstacles, because it's one or the other, right? We want to let our desires guide us instead of being boxed in by perceived constraints. Did you hear that word, perceived constraints? Because any constraints we have, we make it up. This is so important in dreaming big. Don't limit your desires to what you think you can have. What I often see is that our current dreams usually fit right into our current paycheck. Isn't that so? I'm not going to have you drop any numbers in the chat if that's you. Just blink at me. Because that's playing it safe, right? Start going after what it is you really, really want. Do you know what this means? It means that you give yourself permission to dream. I think most of us haven't done that. And in fact, I'm also giving you permission to dream. Did you hear me? I am giving you permission to dream. If you need permission, now you have it. Take a risk. Really set yourself free with what it is that you really, really want. And sometimes to do that, you have to give up some of your old beliefs and move beyond some of the sensible thinking patterns. Things like, oh, that's good enough, or I'm comfortable. You know, I don't like that word. Or, just enough to get by. All those thoughts can put ceilings on how far you reach or how high you fly. And whose thoughts are those anyway? Often they're our parents, our grandparents, somewhere in our family, the way we grew up. Many of us heard words like sensible or our family has enough. And we heard this over and over and over growing up and as kids. And it sometimes takes real work and effort and a change of thought to get out of that. I really think the simple secret to your dreams coming to reality is the pursuit of your dream or action. I found that everything around you, and I know that you can agree with this, everything around you behaves differently when you actually take actions to go after what you want. Did you see the energy with Michelle talking about she made a decision? Boom, she's going. 25 clients in 10 days, and she's almost there. Do you think anything could get in her way? No. Think about that. Something in your life that you really wanted, and you made a decision to go after it. There was no stopping you, and you were in action until you had the desired result. Nothing could derail you. But if we're going to be just wishing and longing and wanting and hoping, none of these are the same as actually pursuing your dreams. They can be great in designing your dreams, and I think they're really helpful in that. But they are all passive behavior. But when you pursue what you want, get into action, the action of pursuing your dream, that's when magic happens. Most people really confuse wishing and wanting with pursuing, and your desire for your dream may feel really, really deep. It's like, yeah, I really, really want that. I really hope I get it. But when our desire fails to produce, our assumption, we conclude that our dream cannot be ours. It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. I guess it didn't happen. What do? We give up. Yeah, not for me. I guess I'm just going to live this life forever. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Who said that? Well, Disney. Do you think he had some pretty amazing dreams? We know he was laughed at a lot. And look at what he created. I've really learned that this is true. When we have the courage to pursue them, they come true. I've experienced it personally. and I've seen it happen to others. You know, when I was given this gift of Optavia, it took me a while to realize what I really had in my hands, because it kind of started out as a diet, you know, and like many of you, the system, I joined this program to work on my health and then decided to pay it forward to help others to do the same. And it was probably 4 or 5 months into my coaching journey that I was earning an executive director income. And it started to become clear that this income had no limits. And I started watching what leaders were doing. I was seeing what they were all about, and I could see what was possible. You know, while my husband and I have always accomplished a lot, we were always limited by the fact we only earned a living when we had our hands in someone's mouth, because we're in dentistry. This Optavia was a totally different model. And honestly, this is when we really started dreaming big and started writing down what we wanted. And it's really so important to write down what you want and visit it daily, because also your dreams evolve. And some of our first serious conversations about what could be possible kind of started at a restaurant, right? And I really loved on the Business Momentum, listening to Tracy Scares and who else? Oh, Dan Valentine talking about napkin dreaming, because that is exactly what we did. We pulled out our napkin and started writing down our dreams. I think there's something really special about sitting at a restaurant, just the two of you, having an intimate conversation, that maybe things come up that you don't talk about or think about at other times. So some of our initial dreams we wrote down were we wanted to be debt-free and stress-free. We wanted to pay off our home. And as time went on, our dreams even grew. You know, we wanted financial freedom. We wanted to retire without worry. We didn't want to be on the retirement for less plan. In fact, we realized that the retirement that we had been putting away, we probably would have to work till we were 90 to retire, because it just wouldn't go that far. We wanted to impact others with their health and finances so they could achieve their dreams and desires. You cannot impact this amount of people in dentistry for sure. We wanted to create a scholarship on our name at the dental school that we both went to, and share with others who were struggling financially, have the finances to be able to give to whomever we wanted to give to. And we wanted to leave a legacy for our children, and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren. I really wanted a beach house to share so we could enjoy time with our family and friends and clients and coaches. We wanted our daughter to have the wedding of her dreams. We wanted the freedom to travel the world 6 to 8 weeks a year, at least. That was a good start. I can tell you that all of these dreams have become real. Why? Because we have dreams and we write them down and we pursue them with passion. Was there ever chatter? Yeah. Did we question? Of course. Did we have thoughts like, this is really crazy? Yep. That's how we knew they were big enough. I say, if they don't take your breath away, then they're not big enough. I think it's important to know that if you have a significant other and you're dreaming together, you'll have dreams that you have together, and you may have dreams that are different from each other. You may have a dream that's important to you, and your significant other will have a dream that's important to them. Or maybe one of you is a bigger dreamer and the other is more the play it safe, sensible one. That's okay. Don't let that derail you from what it is you really, really want. They just might not be where you are yet, and that is okay. And honestly, that's how Merv and I were, my husband. As we were dreaming, he would say quickly, well, we can't afford that. We can't afford a beach house. I would just smile and say, okay. All right, okay. I never argued. I never tried to prove my point. I just continued to dream with passion. And guess what? He really, really loves our beach house. He loves to go down there. So you've heard me say dream with passion. I feel that passion is a very important part of the process. It really fires the soul and fills our spirit honestly, it energizes our entire being, doesn't it? Like when you have passion and you're excited and you're moving towards something, it really puts you on a higher plane of performance. Passion also keeps you going when you're hit with problems and uncertainty, which is happening in the world right now. We had to close our dental practice on March 16. So we're still not open. Thank goodness that we dreamed big. Thank goodness for Optavia and pursuing our dreams. Our passion is really still strong. So what do? We fuel this passion with our vision and our dreams. Those things are important to you and worth caring about. Give yourself permission to pursue what you want most. Please, please set your sights far above reasonable or sensible target, because your inner drive must be strong enough to carry you past the point of wishful thinking. Your dream will drive you into action. Jim Rohn said, your ability will grow to match your dreams. And this is what I know in closing. If I can do this, everyone listening can do this. Your dreams are your future. Do you want to create a life of abundance or a life of just enough to get by, scarcity? It is just a decision to jump in and pursue with passion what it is you really, really want. Because you know what? If you don't build your dreams, someone will hire you to help build theirs.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Woo! We're not ready now. I don't know what we can do. Was that helpful, you guys? I mean, how many of you guys just want to wake up every single day and have Karen Elstrom sitting in your corner just reading you a lullaby or something? I mean, thank you for giving us permission. What I've learned in 8 years is most people are not where they want to be, Karen, because they don't feel like they have permission to get there. And what you have done is you've given us permission to dream. I used to go down to Karen's beach house, and I would look out over into the water, and I would say, one of these days, I'm going to help enough people so that I can have something like this too. And I would just stand there and I would look and I would envision. You guys, there's a very special force that's over Optavia. It took me traveling and taking off about a month and a half and backpacking through South America to been given that message. Just think about it. The people who are still working right now, what does the world call them? What is the world giving them a title of? Put it in the chat. What are those? What are those people called? What are those jobs called? They are blank workers. What's that word? Essential. What is the kit that we order for the majority of our clients? What's that called? You guys, what I've realized, and it's been spoken to me so many times, I've had this universal force literally take over my body many, many times and give me little messages. You are in a very, very special place. And I am not surprised that while others are really, really hurting, that our coaches are thriving and building larger businesses than they ever have. Why? Because eventually you're going to come to know, just like I've come to know over the last 8 years, that this thing is not an accident. You're not just here by happenstance. Even if you talk about, oh, I could give you example after example after example. I really can. I write about it. I got many journals on it that eventually will turn into books. But you're in a very, very, very special place, a safe place, a majestic place. You're here for a reason. And that reason is to bring light and to bring health and to bring hope and to bring community and to restore families, their families, your families, to bring dreams, to bring forth leaders. This is all happening for a reason. And you might be thinking that you're in a weight loss company. what you're doing right now is so much bigger than that. It's so much bigger than you can even fathom. You're really not even going to know what you're doing until you're dead and gone, and you get to have these conversations that we don't get to have yet. That's how special it is what you're doing. The only thing that you need to do right now to move from where you're at to where you want to be, literally, is to suspend fear. That literally is like the biggest thing that's holding you back. Is to sit down and to think about what Karen just told us about. Give your permission to dream. What do you want? And do you actually really want it? Put it down on paper and go fight for it. Now, Justin and Vinny and I used to have this phrase a long time ago, and it was a way that we suspended fear. I don't know if I should share it intimately with 300 of y'all, but heck, I guess if we're family, our phrase is we live by the F it factor. And you can go on and figure out what the F means. But we weren't going to be scared. We would say, should we go and do this? I would say, Justin, F it, let's see what happens. That's the sort of philosophy you want to live by. I don't know, F it, let's go talk to them, see what happens. We would walk up and down the street. Hey, should we go in there? F it, let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. And like really cool things, obviously 7-8 years later have happened. So let's get into some action steps. Has this been helpful for you? Are you glad that you jumped on this morning? Do more people need what you have? And just questions that run through a sensible mind like mine. You know, I'm not that bright of a dude, but just questions that come up to me. Cruz is saying good morning, by the way, if you guys. Hopefully you can see this. Desiree, give me a thumbs up if you can see this. All right, action step number 1. I want you guys to write things down, okay? You got your pen and your paper? What's action step number 1? Suspend all fear and thinking. Just go. Just go. Should I write? Don't. F it factor. Should I go talk? You're thinking too much. Just go. Should I write this person's name down? You're thinking too much. Stop it. Now you're trying to bring a PhD into an 8th grade business. We don't need to be that bright. We don't need to spend all that thinking power. We just got to go. So action step number 1 is quit thinking and suspend all fear. Go live by the philosophy Justin and I used 7 years ago. I'm just going. Okay, you got to stay hip to hip. Action step number 2 is much of your success is going to come with your relationship with your support team. Okay, so you got to stay hip to hip with these guys. Literally bug the heck out of them over these next couple weeks. Okay, do not try to, and listen, when I say this, business coaches and mentors, you guys can't wimp out now. Hey, these guys are going to start coming to you, and it isn't time to disappear. And I guess you can't really go anywhere anyway. That's a great thing about this series is you're stuck. We're going to be successful whether we want to be or not. All right. So action step number 2. Number 3, go to the next level in your health. Justin and Vinny so aptly spoke to us about this. Set a new health goal. What's your new health goal? This action step number 3. This is what I want you to figure out today. Now, once you have that next step, I want you to do a live video. Jamil, I want to do a live video. You are thinking too much. Stop thinking and move past that fear and go and do. Live by the philosophy that I just said. So you want to tell your story up until this point, then explain your new health goal and invite people to join you. Now, we're going to tell you what to do, but we cannot do it for you. In the 12th shift number 3 is called Do Your Own Push-Ups. I can guide you on how to work out, but I cannot drop to the floor and get strong for you. So you must do this. All right, number 4, make a list of 10 people who need Optavia today and approach them. Well, I don't really know what to say. First of all, you're thinking too much. Again, You just went back into that mental faculty and you started thinking too much. You don't need to think about this. It is not something that requires, too much thinking. It requires a lot of action. You will royally screw up and it will be okay if you are in enough action. Okay, so make a list of 10 people who need OptiV, approach them today and set up health assessments. Now, not all these 10 will set up health assessments, but I do want you to approach these 10, really work with your support team on what to do and what to say. Here's a hint. Come from the heart and be excited. Well, Jamil, I don't know what to say. Well, what's in your heart? Number 5, write out your lines on paper, and at the top of that paper, write those dreams of yours that Karen spoke about. At the bottom of that paper, write out where you currently are. All day long, look at those lines and those dreams and get back into action. It's going to look something like this. You guys see this? So at the top, I want you to literally write out, Karen just took you through her dreams, right? She had a list of, I don't know, maybe 10. Write what you want. Down at the bottom, write where you're at right now. How you feeling? How many clients you supporting? How much money you making? All that stuff. Now, yesterday, I had you guys figure out where you're at and how many new clients you'll need to bring on to reach your goals by the end of the month. You guys remember that? And then some of you guys are going to be bringing on coaches. So we had you write lines down on that. Coffee stains, this is how your map should look. That's right. Should look jacked up. Should look like you're actually working it. That's right. If I look at somebody's map and it's a clean white piece of paper, it's not all crumbled up and stuff, I'm like, you're not serious, bro. I mean, you're doing what I used to do. You're putting on a facade. That's what you're good at. Your map is there just to show me, but you're not really working it. You're working it. You have kids, baby applesauce and stuff on there. All sorts of stuff is going to be on that map. So this is what you want, because you want this arrow, which is called your action, your conversations, to move you up to your desired dreams. How do you think we are now created some of the things that we want in our life? We started from down here. Drake says we started from the bottom. Well, yeah, your current reality is at the bottom. The way you get up here to your desired dreams, it is called a plan. It is called serving a lot of people, and it is called action. Lots of action, tons of it. Michelle Bamba type action. See, she talks so fast. That's what kind of action she's in too. She's in a lot of action. So that's what we want to do as well. Let me give you the last couple. All right, so you guys got that? All right. Okay, next one here is if you have inactive clients, this is a big one. A lot of you new coaches don't have them, but if you do have inactive clients, Michelle's just giving you a secret recipe. A lot of your clients from now until the end of the month is going to come from your inactive client list. Now, if you don't have this list, I did not just give you an excuse for not to reach your goals. We're still going to reach them even if you don't have inactive clients, okay? But for those of y'all that do, this is going to be very important. So I want you to run a report. Jamil, how do I want to run a report? This is why we have a group of 100 people in there. You can put your question up in there, we'll answer them. And you can work directly with your support team and they will show you how to run a report to get your inactive clients, especially the ones that have not ordered in the last year, okay, in the last year. Use OptiV Share, send them a note like Michelle talked about so that you can invite them to restart their journey. I want you to also print out this list so that you can go to 10 people a day, 10 people a day, and make sure you're reaching out to them one by one and letting them know that it's time to get going again. Invite them to get going. Do not think too much about this, just do it, like Nike says. And that is literally all we have. So great first day. Let's utilize, Josh Bamba just put up in the comment section on the Facebook Live, the report to run past clients if you want to go and see that. But the action steps will be up, the recording will be up. We have a whole day to get to work. to get to work. Work closely with your support teams, and let's start filling up these lines today. You guys with me? Thank you guys for being on. Thank you, all of you presenters. Desiree, it was a beautiful story. And happy birthday to Eric Boyette. Eric Boyette, happy birthday. Have a great day, everyone.